Yo guys, welcome back to another video, and as you can see, I'm still loading in, but that's not part of what we're talking about today. Today, we will be talking about which rod is better, the Jacko Blazer. Sorry, I'm not loading in. Bad internet today. Or the Cornucopia rod, which came out in the latest Turkey update or event. Now, this is the second Turkey update that's ever happened on fish, but I don't really care because most of the stuff in this update sucks, and I only come for the rares, for the good stuff like the Jacko Blazer. And so I want to know if the Cornucopia rod or the Jacko Blazer is better in terms of almost all its stats. Now, I'm not including control, just to let you guys know. And first, I'll be talking about three stuff. The stats, the appearance, and their passives. Now, the passive, I'm gonna use a little bit of math. You get what I mean? And I'm just gonna look for the stats. I'm just gonna look at the stats. Sorry, I said stats 3 times. But I'm just gonna look at it and see which is the overall best and telling their pros and cons for each rod. Right, let's get into it. Now, do know I'm using the Fishopedia, which I'm pretty sure is an official wiki for fish made by the fish wiki editors. And there's actual mutations in the game based off the Fishopedia. The Fishopedia, and there's some fishes like the Fishopedia Accurate Pickle or something. Cucumber, I meant. Or sea pickle, right? Anyways, so let's take a look at the stats of the Cornucopia rod from the newest update/event in fish. Right, so the lure speed of the Cornucopia rod is 90. Now, this is 6% less than the Jacko Blazer rod. However, they're still pretty good. All you need is stuff like the luminous larva, which I have a video on it last time, but it's out of date. If you want to get luminous larva, you can buy it in Sunstone, if you're wondering. Next, beside the shipwright. Right. The luck is 112.7%. Now, these are good luck stats, and they're not as different compared to the Jacko Blazer. There's only a difference about 50%. But when you got rods nowadays, like the Wind Elemental or the Oniri Falx, it's not that big of a difference, I'm gonna be honest. And next, we're seeing, I said I'm going to ignore control, so we're going to ignore control. But I'll tell you, the Jacko Blazer has higher control by 0.1 control, okay? And then, we're talking about the resilience now. Now, the resilience of Jacko Blazer to Cornucopia is 75 for Cornucopia and 66 for Jacko Blazer. Now, this means I'm pretty sure Cornucopia is 9% higher resilience, not out of 66% or 75%, but in the percent of the resilience, how it's portrayed in fish. Now, this does mean that Cornucopia is a rod with less lure speed by a little bit, less luck, less control, but it does give higher resilience, which in the game, it does seem to balance out the difference between Cornucopia and Jacko Blazer. However, this will probably change when we talk about the passive later. But that doesn't matter right now. Right. So now we're talking about the max kg. The Jacko Blazer's max kg is infinite. Wow. The max kg for Cornucopia is 250,000, which is not that big of a it's not that big. Afterwards, they said that they did rebalance the weight of most fishes in the game, like a few updates ago. But who knows? Maybe it will make a difference for you. The line distance. Okay, I don't think I'll need to use the line distance thing, except for like if you're a mountain and you want to fish near like to lower places and you don't want to go down because you're so high up. The line distance will actually make a difference. Anyways, now let me switch the calculator. We will talk about the passive. One sec. Alright, now we will look at the mean of the passive of Cornucopia's mutation rate, or like a mean. I don't know how to explain it, but like we're going to be finding the mean of the mutation to chance of sorts. I'm not sure how to explain it, but I'll show you later. Just know higher numbers means better, alright? So, there's a 10% chance for the gravy. Now, so we have 8x, and all we gotta do is just 8 divided by 10, to be honest. This gives us 0.8. Right. So the next thing we're doing is the Jacko Blazer. Let me search up Jacko Blazer real quick. Sorry, guys. And here's the Jacko Blazer. Right. So probably the Cornucopia rod will get buffed eventually, though, because it's pretty hard to get. I'm just letting you guys know. But I'm just doing it like the day after the update came out / event. Right, so 20% chance for Wicked Mutation, which is a 6.6x, and 2% chance for Jack's Curse, which is a 8.5x. Now, all we gotta do is add together 20. All we gotta do is 6.6 plus 8.5, which equals 15.1. Now, 15.1, we have to divide it by, we have to times it by 0.22. This will give us 3.322, or rounded is 3.3. So, the average mutation to I'm not explaining that part because I forget, but the mutation to percentage of odds of getting the mutation chance will leave you with a 3.3 multiplier on average when you fish. Right. I realized I did the turkey one wrong, so let's retry it. Alright, so 8 times 0.1. 0.1. So yeah, okay, never mind. I did do it right. So if you can see, let's round it back. Let's round up the average mean of mutation per catch, minus 0.8 2.5 2.5. So this means the mutation to per catch mean for Jacko Blazer is higher by 2.5x multiplier. So this means if you're grinding for money, Jacko Blazer will be good. But Cornucopia is a good all-rounder for new players that are willing to take the task of doing that insane quest of the Pilgrim. Now, let's talk about the other passive. So, Jack-O-Lantern as every 1 second, Jack-O-Lanterns fall, increasing progress by 8%. Now, this does mean it's 0.08 Wait, I know, think about this. Give me a sec. Okay, so I rethinked it and I remember now what I was doing earlier to see the stats. So, we're supposed to do 8 times 1 because it happens every 1 second, and then it gives us 8, then times 10. So we know how much percent it gives every 10 seconds. So it gives us 80% of the progress bar every 10 seconds for Blazer. Now the stats for Cornucopia is kinda tricky, you see, because its passive is Blazer, but it drops the food every 2 to 3 seconds, giving 10 plus 10% progress on the bar. Now, how I'm gonna do this is that since it's 2 to 3, we can say the number in between 2 to 3 is 2.5. So we're going to do 10 divided by 2.5. Wait, so that, oh my gosh. So 8 times 1, 8 divided by 1, sorry. So that it didn't matter for the Blazer one if I did 8 divided or times, it'll still be 8. Just letting you guys know. But I did make a mistake when I was doing that. But it didn't difference the outcome because divided or times 1 doesn't make a difference. Anyways, so 10 divided by 2.5 equals 4. So every second, it basically fills 4% of the progress bar. That's not really looking great right now, but let's times it by 10. We get 40. I'm pretty sure I was thinking about like if it was a 20 or 40 at one point before starting this recording. But this makes it that Blazer's second passive is about 2 times better than the Cornucopia's second passive. Yeah. One sec. Alright, so by all the stats it's been seen, it seems like Blazer is a better rod. However, you can't obtain Blazer anymore. So sadly, you guys have to obtain Cornucopia rod. Now, I do want to say Blazer rod is probably harder to do. It's a biased opinion. It's not really the same for everyone's opinion. Now, I do think Cornucopia rod is a very OP rod for how easy it is to obtain. All you gotta do is just fish randomly, buy some crates from the event area, equip the baits, and just fish randomly. And then you'll get yourself the Cornucopia rod. Not as hard as the Blazer rod, but it's not as good also. Now, this does make the difference between Blazer rod and Cornucopia rod the fair. And so, warning. And so, by this, I would like to end this whole video by saying Blazer is better, but Blazer is harder to get. If you would be able to obtain it last time. Anyways, this gives us proof that Blazer is a better rod overall, but Cornucopia is also great. Anyways, thanks for watching my newest video in quite some time. Hope you have a great day, and sorry for so much stuttering today. See ya!